Hey guys, welcome to the channel. In this lesson, we are going to start with A2. So if you're doing A2, welcome. And if you know anyone doing A2, you can tell them to join the live. So this is A2. A2 German lesson 1. So you can tell a friend to tell a friend to come and join the lesson. So the first topic that you are going to learn in A2 is Konnektoren. Konnektoren. Konnektoren, weil und das. Ja. Konnektoren, weil und das. So Konnektoren in English, connectors. Yeah, the connectors. Weil and das. Yeah. So let's begin with weil. Weil is basically in English because. So we're going to learn how do you use them, okay? We already know how to use because in English. We use because when you want to give a reason. For example, somebody asks you, why are you going to school? You're going to say, because I'm going to learn, okay? You give a reason to something. Yeah. So how is weil used? So weil is because, and das is that. So yeah, because and that. So we start with weil. Okay, weil. Start with weil. Okay, we can do sample questions. For example, somebody asks, warum kommst du? Warum kommst du heute? Okay. Warum kommst du heute? Why are you coming today? Warum in A1. Why? So warum kommst du? Kommen is to come. Du is you. And then heute, today. So warum kommst du heute? Why are you coming today? Okay. You can say ich komme heute. So this is how you start. Ich komme heute. So ich komme heute, then comma. Okay, then while comes here. So we will have, when you use while, you must have two sentences. Okay, so you have to have the first part, ich komme heute, I am coming today. This is the main part, the Hauptsatz. Okay, and then we have while, as it comes the second part. So ich komme heute, comma, you must add a comma there, then you add weil. Okay, so weil comes there, then the reason. So for example, I'm not coming today because I am tired. So you can say ich komme warum kommst du heute? For example, I am coming today because I am tired, weil ich müde bin. Okay, because I am tired. So, weil ich müde bin. So, you're supposed to note that while using while, the verb goes at the end. Okay, in a normal sentence, you will say ich bin müde. Okay, müde is tired. Ich bin müde. That's a normal sentence. Okay, so in a normal sentence, we have the subject first position, then we have the verb as the second position. Okay, so the verb comes at the second position if it's a normal sentence and you are not using while. Okay, but when you use while in your sentence, the verb has to go at the end. So ich komme heute, weil ich müde bin. Okay, another sentence you can ask warum. Most of the time while answers the question why. Warum isst du nichts? Okay, warum isst du nichts? Why are you eating nothing? Okay, warum isst du nichts? You can say ich esse nichts. Okay, ich esse nichts. I'm eating nothing. Then weil ich keine Hunger habe. Okay, so the first part is esse nicht. So the first part, you start with the subject, then the verb. You don't change anything. The subject, then the verb, then the other elements. Then comma, now the sentence that is showing the reason, because. So you start with while. Okay, while starts. Then after while, that's when the subject comes in. Okay, so while ich, then any other elements, then habe, the verb comes at the end. Okay, so ich esse nichts, weil ich keine Hunger haben. Okay, I am eating nothing because I am not hungry. Okay, weil ich keine Hunger habe. Okay, so for example, in a sentence, when you have modal verbs, for example, modal verben are modal verbs. So what happens when you have modal verbs in your sentence? In a normal sentence, when you have modal verbs, for example, in a sentence, we can say, so examples of modal verbs, there is sollen, there is können, there is müssen, wollen, then dürfen, and möchten. Okay. So sollen, should, können, kann, müssen, must, wollen, to want, dürfen, to be allowed, then möchten, sentence. You can, for example, ein bisschen Gitarre spielen. For example, ich kann ein bisschen Gitarre spielen. Ich kann ein bisschen Gitarre spielen. So I can play guitar. I can play a little bit of guitar. So can is the modal verb here. So it's the second position in a normal sentence. Then the other verb normally goes at the end. Okay, so this is a normal sentence without while. So when we add while, how will the sentence be? So for example, somebody asks, uh, warum gehst du zur Schule? Warum gehst du zur Schule? Why are you going to school? Okay. Warum gehst du zur Schule? Zum Beispiel. So we don't say because I can play a little bit of guitar. How will you say it? Ich gehe zur Schule, comma, then we add the vowel. Ich, okay, weil ich ein bisschen Gitarre, okay, spielen kann. Okay, ich gehe zur Schule. Now when you use while in the sentence and you have a modal verb, what's happened? The modal verb goes at the end, and then the other verb, the main verb, it will be just before the modal verb. So the modal verb is the last one. Then just before the modal verb, we have the main verb. Okay, so ich gehe zur Schule, weil ich ein bisschen Gitarre spielen kann. And you are supposed to make sure the modal verb is conjugated, because when you're using modal verb, it's only the modal verb which is conjugated. The other verb is not conjugated. But here, when there is no modal verb in the sentence, the verb has to be conjugated, and it has to go at the end of the sentence. Okay. So we continue. So another one is when you have a perfect sentence. For example, is perfect in that sentence tense. So in a normal past perfect sentence, there is for example, ich habe gestern ein Pizza gegessen. Okay, so this is a perfect sentence. When you are writing a perfect sentence, there's normally haben or sein, but in this case it's haben. So you either have haben or sein, then the participle by the gegessen at the end. So ich habe gestern ein Pizza gegessen. So for example, you want to use weil. How do you use weil? Okay, so for example, somebody asks warum. We can just say warum isst du nichts? Okay, why are you not eating? Warum isst du nichts? You can say ich esse nichts. Okay, Komma, weil ich gestern ein Pizza gegessen. Okay, gegessen. So this sentence is in perfect. Gegessen, habe. You end it like that. So ich esse nichts, weil, weil. So the weil comes here. weil, then gegessen, then habe. So the Hilfsverb habe goes at the end, and then just before haben you have gegessen. So this is how you write a sentence. A sentence with perfect using weil. Okay, I I am not eating because I ate yesterday, because yesterday I ate pizza. Okay, so yeah, I think yes, there. So that is weil. Also, while using weil, you are allowed to start the sentence with weil. Okay, so for example, you can use this sentence: Ich esse nicht, weil ich gestern ein Pizza gegessen habe. So we can start with weil ich gestern ein Pizza gegessen habe. So weil ich ein, weil ich gestern, weil ich gestern, weil ich gestern ein Pizza gegessen habe. Okay, weil ich ein Pizza gegessen habe. So because I ate a pizza yesterday, I am not eating. So when you start with weil, okay, when you start with weil, still the verb goes at the end. For example, for this perfect, the habe goes at the end, the gegessen comes before, the Partitiv 2 comes before. Then what happens is the other sentence you start with the verb esse ich nicht. Okay, esse ich nicht. So here the verb has to start esse ich nicht, then the subject, then the other elements. So we can try another sentence. For example, this one. Ich esse nicht, weil ich keinen Hunger habe. So this sentence has no modal verb, has no perfect. So let's write the sentence. Ich esse nichts. Okay. Weil ich keine Hunger habe. So we try and start this sentence. So in a normal weil sentence, the first part, the verb is in the second position, is esse nichts. Then we have weil. Then the verb goes at the end. Okay. But what happens when you start with weil in that sentence? So, for example, weil ich keine Hunger habe. Okay. Weil ich keine Hunger habe, comma. So when you want to write this first sentence, the verb begins esse ich nichts. Okay, esse ich nichts. So we have our weil beginning the sentence here, weil ich keine Hunger habe. Here the verb goes at the end. Now the second sentence, the verb starts, and that's the rule. Okay, it's easy, it's not hard. What you're supposed to do is write as much sentence as possible for you to be able to memorize them easily. Okay, so weil ich Hunger habe, esse ich nichts. So we can try with the modal verb. Also it's the same. So ich gehe, we write the normal sentence first. Ich gehe zur Schule. Okay, ich gehe zur Schule, weil ich ein bisschen Gitarre spielen. Spielen kann. Spielen kann. Okay. Now that's the normal vowel sentence. So the first part of the sentence, the vowel comes second position. Okay. Then we have not the vowel, the verb comes here, the second position. Ich gehe zur Schule. Then we have vowel. Okay, we start with vowel. Ich ein bisschen Gitarren, then spielen. Spielen kann. Okay. Spielen kann. So we say the modal verb goes at the end. Then the other main verb is just right before the modal verb. So when you decide to start with vowel, you start with the reason, weil ich ein bisschen Gitarre spielen kann, okay, weil ich ein bisschen Gitarre spielen kann, Komma, so ich zur Schule. Okay, gehe ich zur Schule. So you start with weil. This is when you start with weil ich ein bisschen Gitarre spielen, then hier spielen kann. Spielen kann. Okay. Then the other part of the sentence, you start with the verb. Okay. The verb, then the subject. Gehe ich zur Schule. So that's how you can play around with the vowel. So because I can play a little bit of guitar, I'm going to school. Yeah. So that is vowel. So if you have any question, you can write the questions on the comment section. Or if you want to try some, for example, you try a sentence, you can also try the sentence. Then I'm going to tell you if it's correct or not correct in the comment. Okay, just write any sentence. Then if I see that sentence, I'm going to correct for you. But it's just needs a lot of practice. Yes. So let's go to das. Das is that in English. So you can say ich denke. So das is saying like it's saying that. So let me write for you a sentence. Ich denke dass. Okay. Ich denke dass Berlin, for example, Berlin eine tolle Stadt ist. Okay. So ich denke, Komma, dass Berlin ein tolle Stadt ist. So I think great city. So that's okay. Instead can be used with ich möchte. You can say ich möchte, then das. You write a sentence. I would like that. A sentence you can also use by er. Er hat gesagt. He said that. Okay. Ich weiß. Okay. Ich weiß. Like saying, ich weiß das. Okay. I know that. Okay. Ich freue mich, das. Ich freue mich, das. So, I am happy that, or I'm looking forward that. So we can form the sentence using these are like vocabularies. While speaking, when you say I would like, these are the ones that are used to speak faster. So ich möchte das, I would like that. Das, das. Ich, for example, Geld, viel Geld habe. Okay, I would like that I have a lot of money. So ich möchte. Then you have das there, das. Ich viel Geld habe. So the verb goes at the end. There. Er hat gesagt, dass. He said that. For example, he said that. Er hat gesagt, dass er krank ist. Okay. For example, he said that he's sick or any other thing. These ones are just example. Das, then the verb goes at the end. Okay, ich weiß das. I know that. Ich toll bin. Okay, I know that I am great. So das, then verb goes at the end. Bin. Okay. Ich freue mich, dass. I am happy that ich hier bin. Or let's not use the ich, let's use du hier bist. Okay. I'm happy that you are here. So das here. Then the verb goes at the end of the sentence. So bist there. Okay. Also, when you have, for example, when you have a modal verb with das, modal verben. So the same happens as while. Okay. So we can say, for example, ich weiß, dass du ein bisschen Gitarre spielen kann. Okay. Ich weiß, dass du ein bisschen Gitarre spielen kannst. So I know that you can play a little bit of guitar. So when you use a modal verb, it's the same as while. Okay. So we have das after the comma. We have spielen here. Then we have the modal verb at the end. Okay. But you cannot start das. You cannot start a sentence with das. No. It's like saying that you can play guitar, I know. It will not make sense. So you cannot start a sentence with das. But the other uses, they are the same as while. Also, when you have perfect, for example, when you say ich weiß, das, ich weiß, dass du gestern ein Pizza gegessen. Gegessen hast. Okay. I know that you ate a pizza yesterday. So ich weiß, dass, ja, wir our das, du gestern ein Pizza gegessen hast. So when you have perfect, the haben or the sein goes at the end. Then the gegessen, the Partikel 2 is just before the the helping verb, the haben or the sein. So those ones, those everything that you have learned, those are the uses of das and weil. Okay, that is how you use das and weil. Okay, so what you're supposed to do is immediately after you watch it, you're supposed to watch the video, you're supposed to go through everything, make sure that you have understood, and you can even tell yourself or teach another person what you have learned so that it can stick to your head. Okay, and for example, when you're walking on the road or in your way going somewhere in